You awesome friends. I'm with May Chang. How you doing, May?
Ed is just awesome, doing an interview with you because you bring out the best in me.
Now, I've got to say, May, you've got absolute sass. You're brilliant. You're a marketing strategist, brand person. What business ideas do you have for our beautiful fans around the world?
I certainly say that there is this whole marriage between brand and marketing. If there is no brand, a marketer has no work. If there is no marketing, your brand just sits still. So you got to make sure that it's all nicely integrated, right? And please do take a personal responsibility of how you navigate your brand, because it is your brand reputation. It is about brand identity, and it's about a business legacy that hopefully that you can proudly pass on to the next generation, or if you're planning to sell off, make it in the best business position so that when you hand it to a business broker, they say, voila, I've got it. I can make a deal for you.
And I'm going to ask you, May, what are the top 3 brand mistakes you see out there? What are the top 3 mistakes people make before I ask you positive questions?
I believe that one is sometimes when you first start as a business owner, you got all this energy and vision about where you want to, how you want to start your business, how you want to project your brand. As the whole reality of business, your business operations come in, sometimes you lift your pedal, your foot off the pedal for brand and marketing, thinking that it can either take care of itself or you don't need it because you're under this false impression that leads are coming through, clients are coming through, and then the number 2 thing is that when you get too occupied, you actually forget about the consistency of your brand reputation out there in the market. Whether you have a team to do it or it's yourself, get into a consistent plan and schedule of how you put your brand out there. And thirdly, it's about the go-to-market channel. You can choose Insta, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all sorts of different channels, even on your website. But make sure that you have a deliberate schedule of revisiting it so that when you communicate, your content is relevant, it's interesting, and you're putting it out there regularly. I mean, just as we talked earlier on, Ed, about if you're a great influencer, but you just stop posting, stop putting your brand out there, in 3 months you have slipped into oblivion.
And just on that note, I would never, unless I was physically incapacitated like that helicopter before abducts me, right? I always run this thought experiment. Let's say I stop posting.
Yeah.
I reckon I'd be gone in 6 weeks to 12 weeks. I'd be gone. So it's so quick to lose relevance, isn't it, in this competitive market?
I think and I so agree with you. When you spend time and effort to first of all cultivate, a following, the connections, you are also in a way setting the expectation. When do they expect to hear from you? Now that you have worked out where they hang out, where your tribe hang out, where people of like mind and like spirit want to be connected with you, and then you're setting that expectation. So when you suddenly disappear off, or you're inconsistent with your content, your communication, your engagement, guess what? We haven't factored in competition or another friendly influencer or a supplier who can either replace you, even though you have cultivated a sense of loyalty. Loyalty is to be earned. And it's not kind of like, okay, it's similar to marriage, right?
Yeah.
Once you get married, doesn't mean that you stop being, the perfect partner or the perfect lover. No, you don't. You work harder at it.
Yeah. That's incredible and so well said. And I was going to ask you, May, to anyone watching around the world, what are your top pieces of advice for them to win big and win big right now?
I think certainly in the brand and marketing arena, yes, you work out a business plan, you have your strategic goals, but are you communicating it? Are you communicating it so that you as a business owner, if you're a single employee, communicate in the best kind of like maybe 2 or 3 go-to-market channels that you are familiar, comfortable with, and have the bandwidth to do that. If you also have a team of staff, make sure it's communicated to them. They also get the buy-in so that they are reflecting your brand identity, your brand commitment, and your brand reputation through how they engage and communicate, whether it's through the website, email marketing, social media. There is a certain consistency that reflects your business values. So there needs to be some form of structure, and that is true, making sure that you have a solid marketing and brand plan. And this plan is not about develop it, put it on the shelf. No, it's about working with your staff or working with a contract resource like myself, whereby you are kind of moving it along, because your brand standing does not sit still. The minute it sits still and you don't do anything, it's gonna slip backwards and into oblivion. If you do something, maybe you might stay where you are. But if you do something even more awesome, like being consistent and adding value and communicating that through your go-to-market channels, guess what? You're gonna be up that chain and rocking it up there.
And beautiful. And I heard a good quote actually on CNN of all places, and it's not often a guy like me quotes CNN, but there was this guy that actually said, don't let perfection be the enemy of good.
That takes a bit of thinking. Yes, I mean, what is perfection? Because
it doesn't exist for a start.
It's all subjective, and it's all kind of like relative, isn't it? Perfection at this point in time could be just norm in the next couple of seconds. So I think we have to then take responsibility to what we can keep on improving, adding value, and as you add value and as you become, adopt that sense of curiosity forever, you can, build more robust and even more enticing solutions for your clients.
Oh, wonderful. And May, just before we go, obvious question, but how can people get in contact with you, legendary May Chang?
Well, I love hanging out on LinkedIn, and yes, there's many channels you can try and contact a person, but I'll keep it easy. Let's go LinkedIn and connect with me.
Beautiful. Everyone, this is May Chang. Please like, share and comment. And closing thought to you, May Chang. What's your closing thought for our beautiful fans around the world?
Closing thought. Well, look, be responsible for your brand identity, because it's your brand reputation and a future business legacy. Thank you.